what made you decide to take on the Caribbean by yourself?
Wow. Went to St. Croix a couple years ago, and I had a lady with me, and we went, and it was cool. It's cool to have, that person with you there to enjoy those experiences. But when I was there, I noticed that the locals and it was eyes, and it was certain things that were said and looks that I was like, well, if I was here by myself, it would be a different experience. You know what I'm saying? From Americanized woman, you know what I'm saying? So, that was always in the back of my mind. So this year, and I've never done a solo trip, so that was something that I've done, and I may do again, but not at the Caribbean.
Okay. So, first time stepping off the plane in St. Thomas alone, what was running through your head? I cheated. I saw your story, so I saw what you did. You did get a car.
First thing I did when I stepped off the plane was got me a rum shot.
Okay.
They were giving rum shots in the airport, actually. And no, the first night that I got there, I actually got a taxi to the room. And what made me get the taxi to the room was because I saw the charges for one solo person was $135 for a 10-minute, 12-minute ride, which was maybe 5 miles. And
I almost walked that. Didn't have no luggage.
With the mountains and stuff, it was crazy. But the group was, I think you pay like $30 because they charge you person and luggage by each luggage you have. So I did that. That was cheaper. So I came out like $32, I think, off top. So when I did that, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be paying $25, $30 every time I move around. I want to kind of move around a little freely this time too. So the next day, I went and rented a car, and that was like fun. That was probably better than anything that was happening out there,
Because you had your little freedom. First time stepping, we got that. What's the biggest difference between traveling solo versus with friends and family? Did you surprise yourself?
Well, what was different, what I learned about myself is, I do have a natural charisma that people, it attracts people to me. Like, once they get past his intentions, he don't look. I can't read him right now, But then once I start talking, smiling, and
he cool.
Stuff, then yeah, it's cool. But
so what was the difference like?
The difference I would say is for me is that the difference was I'm not a person that's just going to actually start. Like, cause I'm more observant. I'm more quiet, and that's really not my personality. But I'm really standoffish, and I'm really looking, And then once I see people's energy or see people's, then I'm like, okay, well, then I kind of open up and be myself, and then that's when everything else generates. But and being with somebody, you always have somebody who you can, bounce ideas off of. You can do things with, and y'all can. You always have that companionship there. That, that's cool. While you're doing everything, you're experiencing it with somebody.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But no, I did. One thing about the trip solo is I learned a lot about myself, being by myself, even in the city. That you just don't.
You don't get it.
You don't get that experience.
A lot of people say that. I sent a lot of solo travelers out, and they said it's something everybody should do once in their life because you discover you a lot. Because you're dependent on you. There's no friends to kind of guide you or what you think and what you think. You on you time. Did you meet any other travelers or locals? And how easy? Well, you just told me how easy it was to connect. But so did y'all go out or?
I did.
Ooh,
I did.
We getting into the juicy. That's why it's anonymous.
I did.
So
I did. I didn't close though.
Okay.
I was kind of mad about that though, because I didn't have enough days. I guess then they wasn't. I guess they were either drunk enough or they just wasn't.
Yeah.
I forgot my daughter's in here. But anyway,
Right.
So yeah, I just
we're gonna keep it family friendly.
Yeah. I'm glad that I even looked over because she's over there. She knows. So
But you did meet
I
somebody.
did meet. I went out. I did have dinner with a local.
Okay.
She was actually she worked in they have the check-in people, and then they have across from them they had the concierge. She worked over there. It's like 3 or 4 of them. But
sweet.
she was on me off the top when I first got there.
Okay.
So, and and I kind of flirted then and stuff, and I was, whatever. And then she asked me how long am I gonna be there, and I told her. And then I came back. I left, went, checked in, and this and that, and like right off the rip, I'm like, hey, I'm going back over there, and I'm gonna, find something to ask, something to, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
I need some directions.
Let me give y'all who listening what you could have do. What you do? You ask about dinner reservations. You ask, what excursions are around the corner? This is different things you can ask. Okay.
I asked her what's some cool little bars or something I can go get a drink or something. And then when she told me, and she was writing down all of the drinks, I said, you put your number at the bottom in case I have any questions. And then so she started laughing, and then she was like, and I said, what time do you get off? When she started laughing, I said, what time do you get off work? And she was like, she get off at 7. So I was like, oh, for real? I said, well, I said, you want to go to dinner or something? And she's like, I ain't gonna be able to tonight. I said, no, we can do it Sunday. And she was like, yeah, okay, let's go. And, whatever. And
Okay. You just needed a few more days.
I needed one more day at least.
One more day.
Yeah.
And then
because see, that's another thing too. Like she worked like all day, and then she even worked Sunday, but she didn't work as long Sunday that she did. And they're real particular about the ship. When the cruise ships come in, they work like.
They take a lot out of them.
She was telling me,
but they make their most money when they dock. Describe the first view of the island, which I got to cheat because you was putting up your stories. And what hits you first about St. Thomas? So the view, how you showed. Describe that view.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Well, the one you saw when I was in the play. Oh, by the way, too, I treated myself. I was in first class.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hey. And what airline?
American.
Look at you. Go ahead. Yeah. It's your birthday.
Okay.
You know.
So then, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I was showing that video. That wasn't actually St. Thomas, the first one. That was just some islands that was just out there, which I later learned that it is different islands that just close by, because a lot of those people there aren't local. They're locals, but they come from
those other pockets.
Other
you got St. Thomas, you got St. Croix, you got St. John's, you have St. Martin. So you have all these clusters,
you have
which
the
is U.S. Virgin.
You have Haiti. You have and I even learned that Puerto Rico was right.
That's a little close. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's very close. But
okay. And then
Did
so the view. So
the view was beautiful. Yeah, it was very beautiful. In seeing it from the plane and then landing, first thing I noticed was it was real mountainous. It was a lot of mountains. A lot of mountains, a lot of hills.
Yeah, that's why they charge a lot for ground.
Houses in the mountains.
Oh yeah,
hills everywhere. It was beautiful.
And that's why they charge a lot. Those that's listening is because you're not just driving a straight plane here in Houston to get from 5 miles. You actually going up. Spending a lot more gas to get up those hills to get you where you need, even though it's 5 miles away. So keep that in mind.
5 miles away will be usually in the city would be maybe 5 minutes, 10 at the most. But there it's about 15 minutes or so, because even the speed limit is 35. You're probably going 10 miles going up and down those mountains because they're steep and they're very wavy,
yeah. Lots of turns,
but beautiful scenery looking off the cliffs and the mountains.
I love
as you're driving up or down. It was beautiful.
Those views you posted was like, I could sit there all day. What beach did you end up going to?
Megan's Bay.
Okay, Megan's Bay. Somebody else I heard say my jeans, but I don't know
it was
if they
Megan. It's Megan.
Okay.
That's what all of them been saying. It's cool. They said that's like one of the best beaches in the world, and
it's all right. What color is the water? I just been wanting to know.
Oh, it's turquoise. It's very turquoise.
And got some of that.
It's very turquoise. It's clear, and it's blue, and the sand is very white, and it's
That's what's up.
It's a step. I would say the water. I would say the water and the sand. It's a step or so above Florida as far as like Miami or something or Destin. I mean, Destin and Miami does have beautiful water and sand, like combination. But so
okay,
that was very blue and it's very clear.
I like that. And you got in?
I did. I didn't just do much. I just walked in.
What's something that you did in St. Thomas that you definitely wouldn't have done if you weren't solo, if you weren't by yourself?
Maybe spend time in my room that I did.
So you spent a lot more time there?
I took like 2 naps.
That's what's up.
I took like 2 naps.
The bed was nice then. I mean, the room was nice.
Yeah, it was cool. It was very, I relaxed. I watched the game Sunday in the room. I probably would have went to a bar.
What was the hotel? What's the name of the hotel?
Margaritaville Vacation Club.
All right. So it lived up to...
It was pretty cool. It was cool. Yeah. It's cool. They have roosters and iguanas.
On
big
the property.
Iguanas walking around. Just, I respected it because that's their home.
Yeah. Did you do any of crazy activities like parasailing?
Yeah, I did. I did zip lining.
Ooh.
I zip lined by Megan's Bay.
Okay.
That's how I knew it was Megan's Bay because when we was up top, at the very top, that you can look over.
That's the view you showed.
Oh, yeah.
That right there.
I tried to zoom in on because they had the little thing there that shows the diagram. And it showed Megan Bay, this.
Man.
That's why I looked at it.
You did good.
And then I looked at the view to show
you did some really good camera work.
Where I'm looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was that. But yeah, I did the zip lining. What else I do? I do the snorkeling.
I love snorkeling.
And we went on a private snorkel where they took us to another little island that's no longer. It had a lighthouse, but the lighthouse hadn't been used in so long, and it used to be part of back in the day when pirates and people or whatever they were saying. I'm listening, but I'm not listening to it because I was like, oh well, But I'm drunk and But yeah, the snorkeling part was cool.
That's good.
We got to see barracudas.
Man,
we got in the water with a barracuda, and I was like, "Oh, there's a barracuda right there." The lady was like, "Don't worry, it sees scuba divers every day.
Every day,
she's out there every day."
Oh, okay.
But we saw that. We got to see the turtles, sea turtles down there, and we saw them swim up, get like 2 or 3 breaths, and then go. They got like 2 or 3 breaths, and then they go back down to the bottom and they eat. Saw that. We got to see the beautiful fish and the reefs, like real reefs and stuff.
I bet that was fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
I went snorkeling for the first time in Acamal, Mexico, and saw the turtles. And the most peaceful thing you could ever do is snorkel. Because you have to train yourself to, even though water's on your face, that you can breathe.
Right.
That's like a whole system of 5 minutes of conditioning yourself to tell yourself you're all right. You're all right.
Yeah. and that thing and see, I was like, I'm trying to remember as a kid, I was like, when I used to put the goggle on to see how clear it was under there, and just very, I was like, wow, it's peaceful under here.
It's peaceful.
And then we're already in that clear, beautiful turquoise green blue water. It was amazing. But I didn't have the thing. I didn't have the cover for my phone because I would have
done the same thing.
Because I was going to use my phone because they said that the phones are water resistant. But not proof like water resistant to be able to just put it in the water and get some food. Yeah. But it was salt water. The captain said, no, don't put your phone there because it's salt water. Salt water it's corrosive to your phone. So I did.
That's good for people to know.
So I got memories though. I got real memories.
That's what I hate
that I didn't get the video memories.
We're going to do it again.
I definitely would have posted. You definitely, yep.
How was the local food scene? I like to talk about food.
Oh man, I love the best food that I had on St. Thomas was at Cokie Beach.
Okay.
Cokie Beach, which was like right next door to Margaritaville. And beautiful beach, beautiful, but I had the whole fried.
That's what I
had the whole fried
seafood,
red fish, red snapper.
Oh, so the fish just on your plate?
It was a whole fish fried.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's your toppings? What you
They
dip it
had
in?
onions. They had like the onions and seasoning and stuff, but whatever they fried it in and whatever the seasoning they put on it, it was very spicy. It was very, you could taste that Caribbean in it. And then they had the rice and peas, which I know is Caribbean, and the plantains. Then they had the salad. Then they had some kind of macaroni and cheese. But it's not, it's macaroni and cheese to us, but it got some other mixtures in there, other stuff going on in there that makes it a little more thicker, more. But it was cool though, but I ate all that. It had like a little salad and stuff too.
Right. Did you learn any island phrases? Like what they would say all the time? You know how like in Jamaica is like, yeah, man, yeah, man.
No, I don't remember no island phrases.
Okay.
Oh, I did one guy. Okay, because they would have guys that was driving on Margaritaville. They would have guys that was like if you walking and they drive it in the little carts.
Yeah.
Golf carts, and they'll pick you up and they'll take you because it's a
big
ass resort.
Yeah.
So then
you good.
But so you know what I'm saying. It was one guy who we got cool because he was in there when I was over there chopping it up with the females. It was like 3 of them, and I was sitting over there talking to them. They was laughing and stuff, this and that, and then they was like, he'll help you get to your room, whatever. So then that's when with me, that was like the first guy that helped me to my room with my bags on the cart. So me and him got cool, and I said, okay. I said, hey, whenever you know what I'm saying, if you see me, man, check on me, whatever. And then I tipped him too.
Yeah,
so he was like,
they
he
like
was really
that.
Cool. Yeah, so
always tip.
Every time he would see me, even if he was way over there, I'd be like,
yeah.
And then he'll do what he got to do, and then he'll come back and grip me or whatever, or he'll come get me right then. But he would go boop boop boop. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah,
that's what he was going.
Like they doing a reggae song.
But he did it like he would do it like after every little saying or something. Like I was like, man, them Caribbean women out here beautiful, man. Yeah, man. Boop, boop, boop.
He loved what he do.
What he do. Yeah, he was cool, man.
Was there a moment where you were sitting somewhere beautiful, completely alone, and just thinking, this is incredible? Like by yourself? Just because that's what I would have done. I would have just been lost.
A couple times. Cokie Beach, when I was eating, I was there. Where I was sitting at was at the edge of the restaurant and stuff right there. But I was able to look out into the beach and the sand and the water and everything, the whole scenery, while I eat my food. I liked it. It was very peaceful there. Then I had an island drink, like the juice, because they was using like real
fresh juice,
yeah. And I kept going back grabbing juice. And they kept charging me $5 for my little cup.
Yeah.
But I kept paying it. But I liked it, the juice. So that time, that was beautiful. And that was a long time. And then I had a long time when I went snorkeling. After we went snorkeling, we went to another place by a beach where the beach people was snorkeling too, but the boats was like at a distance, and then they had it blocked off with the little rope. And then what we did was we was able to get in the water and swim under the rope and get in the mix with them and see the turtles. Now I saw the biggest turtles and stuff and this and that. And that was the time with this. By that time, I was kind of felt like I was already a snorkeler.
Yeah.
Because I had already. Because the other place we was at, we was there for like 45 minutes.
Just kind of learning.
And it was all of us in a group, and we was all kind. You could tell it was nervousness around because we in this big. It was like very big body of water. It was beachers and stuff, people beaching and stuff, but you could see people snorkeling, and But when we went over there, and we got to see bigger turtles, like very big.
Yeah.
Very big sea turtles. And then they had like these certain fish on them that was, they said that was eating an allergy or whatever on their shell.
Yeah.
And they just get a free ride. Yeah, they just, and we saw that, all of that. You know what I'm saying? After that snorkeling, because I ventured off from them. Because they said we was going to be there for like 45 to an hour. So I ventured off from
the people I was with. From the people?
Yeah, I was snorkeling on my own and I'm just swimming. And when I got closer to the beach, you know, I took the flips off and walked on the beach. And I sat right there at the edge of the water, the beach, and just sat back and just looked and just taking the whole, you know, everything. And went and grabbed me a drink. They had a bar over there, whatever. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
But you just said, look, boo, I'm on my own. I don't need y'all. Mm-hmm. So you was really solo in it.
I did.
He's like, there's too many people around.
I did.
Okay.
And I'm glad, you know what, I had gave them some wet money and they took it. For real, because I didn't put my, on the boat. When he told me like my phone, so I left my phone on the boat. I left my wallet on the boat. But I had some cash. I had like $40. You know what I'm saying? I had two 220s. So I put the 220s in my pocket and I zipped my pocket pants.
Yeah.
So when I got to the beach and I'm sitting there chilling, I was like, man, go give me a drink. Then I was like, damn, I ain't got my phone or none of that. So then I got this 20.
Yeah.
It was wet. So I went over there and I said, excuse me, I swim from way over yonder with this buddy. But I wanted a drink, and they was laughing, and they gave me the drink, and they took the money though. Mm-hmm. But it was just the funny, they set the money to the side and let it dry, I guess, or whatever. But they still took it and they cashed it out,
right.
Gave me the change and stuff. But yeah, it was cool.
So
those were two good moments that I liked it by myself. Actually, and at prom, when I ate at prom, night of my birthday. I ate at prom. Prom was cool.
What's prom? It sound like steaks.
Prom was at the very top of this mountain, and you could just see over the whole city, the whole town, like the local part, the town part. Yeah, it's very steep. And you know what is next to it? They have these things, I guess one of those little carts like at the carnival that goes up and down.
I like those.
They have one of those that was right next to it that goes up.
Almost like ski lifts or whatever.
Yeah, but it was closed though, but you could see the wiring. And I was like, they must do that where they bring the people up to the top of the mountain up there with it. But it was cool.
And then what I was gonna say was about Astroworld. Astroworld took wet money, wrinkle money. You remember Astroworld? You on the tidal wave?
Yeah.
It don't matter. Money is money.
Right.
What, did they act funny? I was gonna go back to that. Did they act funny?
No, nobody acted funny. They laughed because of what I said when I got there. I had the money. I took the money out, and of course, it's water. So I'm squeezing it, and it's
it's ringing wet.
It's drinking. And I told him, I said, I have I got the flips with me, and I got my snorkel gear, on me and stuff. And then I had a thing on they had gave me a life
jacket, yeah.
So I had that over around my neck and stuff, and I'm like, I done swam from way over yonder. I'm just trying to get me a drink. And I showed them that money when I skidded. They started laughing, and they was like, yeah. But,
I'm like, this man that left the group.
Yeah, I did.
Any challenges with flying solo other than you've already figured it out because you said you were first class? No. What they feed you?
No challenges. I had a salmon on a bed of salad.
If someone's on the fence about solo travel or visiting St. Thomas, what would you tell them? Like they scared, they don't know.
Solo?
Yeah.
I would just say find stuff to stay busy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's very unfamiliar, and I mean it's slower than America. I keep saying American, even though it is Americanized, but it's slower. You know, being solo, doesn't take away from that. Like, oh, everybody's trying to get you, even though everybody is trying to hustle out there, but it's not quick where you just like, oh, I felt like I got hustled.
No,
for me it didn't. But but for the most part, it's like fine as long as you got stuff planned and doing, or I would say get a car.
Yeah,
and learning to drive on the left side of the road and having the left away, not a right away, but the left away and everything. And then, you should get to drive around, you get to see the town and stuff. They have KFC out there. They have Wendy's. They have all of that type of stuff out there. Even though I didn't eat there and I would never eat there, even in America, but it's just the fact that they have those things. And so I did want to go in there just to see us just locals that work in KFC. Welcome to KFC. How may I help you?
We should have did it. I just came in here to hear y'all give me a greeting. Are they just as rude as they are here in Houston? I don't know. They just be like, "What's your order? What you need?
What's your order? What kind of chicken you want? We got the jerk.
We got the jerk.
I doubt they had jerk, but they do have jerk. Ooh, oxtails. They had some jerk oxtails. And guess where I got it from? Guess where I got? Okay, I was getting some gas, right? The gas is $4.75.
That's high.
That's very high. It's $4.75 for and then I was at the gas station, right? So I asked the guy. I said, "Hey, where can I go get some? I want some local food. I want to go somewhere where it's local food." Because the guy that was at the register, he was Caribbean. You can tell he was an island guy. You can just tell right off the rip when they talk and just how they dress and act. So anyway, I asked him. I said, "Where can I get some local food at, man? I want to go somewhere local." He said, "Go across the street right there to the store. It's a store. It was a grocery store, but when you go in there, they have a hot." Like HEB or somewhere where they have a hot area. Their hot area is like a buffet though, just like somewhere like maybe HEB, or like Whole Foods.
Whole Foods,
where they got the whole buffet.
Yeah.
But this here is fried fish. They got jerk chicken. They got jerk oxtails. They got all these different foods and different sides and stuff, and
I think you're a foodie. You don't even know it.
And then how they charge me by they weighed it.
Like they do at Whole Foods.
My to go.
They weigh it.
And
how much you paid?
I paid like I want to say it was like $19 almost $20.
I know you loaded it up.
I mean, I didn't get much. I really just got oxtails. I got some oxtails. I got like two or three oxtails. I got like two, like a chicken or two. As far as like, I got like quarter, the wing, and I got the peas and rice. I think that was it.
Okay.
I think that was it.
But it was good though.
It was very good. Yeah.
Okay. A man knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
What's something about St. Thomas that you can't get anywhere else? And I think you just told me.
Somewhere that
you can't get anywhere else.
You have to go local to get the Caribbean food. Cause like the restaurants I went to, they wasn't Caribbean restaurants. That was their definition of a fine dining, but Caribbean food wise. You gotta go in. You
gotta get your car and get on in them streets.
Yeah, you gotta go in there where you see them actually cutting up stuff and
We went to Bahamas one time. We've been back since, but the guy he deviated us from the tour, the regular tour. Took us in the back streets, and he came out the store with a greasy bag and say, "This the country you eat. This the country you eat." Greasy bag. And then the bag was greasy. We already knew what that meant. It was like he took us to the hood to get the real food.
St. Croix, just like I was telling, I talked to my friend because she the one that went with me to St. Croix.
Yeah. I remember that.
And I talked to her. She called me and asked me how was St. Thomas compared to St. Croix, and I was like, I like the St. Croix because I guess the guy that was driving us around, he was like a younger guy, and he had a family and everything. He had his wife with him at one time, and his daughter with him in the van while they was bringing us around. But he took us to the hood. He took us to the block up in there where they was hanging out, and you know, they walking around with slippers on, and like it was just nothing but locals. And then we taking the rum shots at the store, the corner store. You know what I'm saying? They hanging out there, chilling.
That's dope.
It was just.
What time of day was it?
Night. I mean, it wasn't.
Oh, you mean like night with the sun setting, right?
No, the sun was down.
Did you find any bars? Like, you know, nightclubs?
Oh, I did. I went to one.
Okay.
I actually went to. I went to one. I was going to go to the they have a strip club out there.
Yeah, they all do.
They had a strip club out there. I was gonna go, but I ended up falling asleep. I woke up. It was like 2 in the morning, 1:30, 2 in the morning, and I was like, I'm cool.
That's what we do. We be like, we're gonna go do this, and we look at each other and be like, we ain't going nowhere. Anything else that I missed? I know I did kind of help you with the trip a little, just advice wise. Is there something I could have done to help you more?
I mean, you did what you could do. You're very helpful.
At the last minute.
Yeah, and now that's another thing. Now that's probably what it is. If there's something that that I'm needing to plan, like you know, like hey, if you wanna go on a cruise, or if you want to go out of town end of this year, start now.
That's right.
Or start then, or start whatever. Because leaving it up to me, I catch the feeling when I be like for my birthday, it's like, what am I gonna do for my birthday? I don't know. And then as soon as June comes,
it's too late now.
I'm like, oh, I want to go here, and then I want to pay for it and do all of that there when I could have did and came out a lot cheaper, like you said.
A lot cheaper and a lot more stress free. So the game is right now. Your birthday just passed, so you will get with me next week and be like, I'm planning next year. I want these 3 locations. Can you send me some options? And then now you're locking in the hotel at a way cheaper rate. You're saving like hundreds of dollars, almost $1,000 in some cases. Your flight is cheaper.
Right.
So it's just preparing ahead of time so you can get the best bang for your buck and the best options. Because then I would have been able to do a St. Croix versus St. Thomas versus. But when you wait till the same month, the airline's gonna jack you up.
I was glad that one thing I was glad that the cruise ship didn't come in this weekend.
Oh,
because when the cruise ship comes in, it's a good thing about it is when the cruise ship does come in, all of the stores are open. Everything is open. But then when they're not there, you get to go places and do things, and you get to get right in and get out, and it's not actually, because they're like, hey, you know, this is 5,000 people getting off this cruise ship coming in and pouring in. So, you know, lines here and there are going to be busier. Yeah. It's going to be so much. Everything's going to be booked up.
You would have had more.
Like I was able to get a jet ski. I was able to just walk up and be like, hey, man, how much the jet ski rentals?
Oh, so you did get the jet ski.
Yeah, okay. A jet ski Monday.
Look at you, man. So we have concluded our episode, unless you have something else you wanted to tell the people listening about St. Thomas and maybe what your next plans are for next year.
St. Thomas is cool. Oh, what I didn't do, what I would have liked it to do, because everybody kept, even the girl told me, the woman told me about was to go to find time to go to St. John's.
Yeah,
it's 20 minute. It's a 20-minute ferry ride to St. John's.
It's nice.
And they say they have the beach is Trunk Bay Beach in St. John's, and they said that it's like very beautiful. And St. John is you know, like a little bit of the island is civilized with hotels and stuff, but a lot of it is still natural because it has animals, and they're protecting the natural wildlife.
And then you got celebrity sightings, so a lot of celebrities hang out in St. John. So, well, thank you so much for coming on Fresh Off the Jet with Young Lifestyle Travel. And that will conclude our episode. Thanks for listening. Peace and love.